we will gonna tackle all about the ethnocentrism and relativism. But before that, let's have the objectives for this lesson. Okay, so here are the objectives for this lesson. So first, the students may be able to define what is the ethnocentrism and relativism. The second one is the learners may be able to describe how cultural perception is being shaped. And third one is they may be able to distinguish the difference between ethnocentrism and relativism. And lastly, how the culture and experience influence one's perception. The diversification and convergence of culture, language, and many others are the things we acquire based on the environment that we are in, even in rural areas. We are the one who created culture, and a crucial member of it as well. We grow and develop by our experience brought by society. Specifically, culture is a man-made part of the environment. And now let us define what is an ethnocentrism. An ethnocentrism, it is judging another culture solely by the values and standards of one's own culture. So, briefly speaking, ethnocentrism, it is the term that is used to describe one's opinion. So in other words, you are judging one's culture from your own, and it is somehow linked to cultural blind spots. And when we say cultural blind spots, it means ignorance of others' culture. Now, the ethnocentrism have both the positive and the negative effects towards our society. And the positive side is that it builds a solidarity, devotion, and as well as the self-esteem. However, it is a real danger since it promotes a view of superiority over the other groups. Ethnocentric individuals judge other groups relative to their own ethnic group or culture, especially with the concern of language, behavior, customs, and religion. Even though we have differences in cultures and perceptions in life, we should always remember that we are fair in the eyes of God, that each culture and ethnicity is a unique identity. In the study of anthropology, we may be able to determine the development of cultures in the human societies. In the study of the anthropology, ethnocentric people are born in a particular culture that grow up observing the values and behaviors of the culture. We cannot deny the fact that culture do start in our home. How we behaved, what we wear, or the language we really acquire based on the environment that we are in. So we are done with the ethnocentrism, and now let us move on to the cultural relativism. In the study of the cultural relativism, it was then established as accepted in anthropological research by Franz Boas in 20th century and later popularized by his students. Now, who is Franz Boas? Franz Boas is a German-born American anthropologist. He articulated the idea of civilization is not something absolute, but it is relative. However, Boas did not coin a term. Now, he understood culture to include not just the foods, art, music, or beliefs about religions, but he assumed a much broader notion of culture. So in the other words, he did not just focus on a shallow ideas, but rather he dig deeper and came up with the relevant information. The understanding of culture confronts anthropologists with two problems. So first, Next is how to escape the unconscious bonds of one's own culture, which inevitably bias our perceptions of and reactions to the world. So specifically, it refers to the cultures of our society in which we do not know. So second is how to make the sense of unfamiliar culture. So even though we do not know that certain culture, the bottom line here is we have to respect because respect begets respect. And so I am almost done. So the generalization of the ethnocentrism and the cultural relativism is that ethnocentrism is the tendency to assume that one's own culture and the way of life represent the norm or are superior to all others, while the cultural relativism is the viewing of people's behavior from the perspective of their own culture. So that's all for my educational vlog about the ethnocentrism and the cultural relativism, and I hope you learned something from me. Bye!